Hello, Magda and Daliana. I will start in 2 minutes, okay? Maybe your classmates can join us soon, but if they don't join us, we will start in 2 minutes. Right?
Good evening, teacher.
Hello, Magda.
Hello.
Was the information of research very, let's say, difficult to understand?
More or less, teacher. Some vocabulary are very difficult to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the topic is not common, so it's more difficult to understand.
It's for that, teacher.
Yeah. Well, you have a presentation next week, right? In your research encounter.
Yes, teacher. The phenomenological.
Okay. So you could probably also check the other two, which are discourse and ethnography, to have an idea of the information before you listen to your classmates. That will help you to understand a little bit more. Right? To try to read in advance about the other two topics might help you to understand their presentations.
Okay, teacher.
Okay. Paola, good evening.
Good evening, teacher. How are you?
Good. Well, I think we can start because it's 8:10. So the idea tonight is to review the information about how to talk about wishes and regrets. The last two classes, well, not classes, but the last 2 weeks, the tasks that you had for the last 2 weeks were about the same topic, which is how to express regrets and wishes, right? So what type of sentences can we use to express wishes? What type of phrases?
Phrases that we usually use for wishes.
Yes, what type of phrases do we use when we want to express wishes?
I would like um, be with you or something.
Could you repeat?
I would like be with you.
Okay. Okay, so you can use I would like to
I would
express a
like.
wish. Sure, I would like to, and then it varies, right? So it could be to
Mm-hmm.
be with you, to go to London, to study Italian, for example. Okay, very good. What other phrase can I use to express wishes or regrets?
I could. I
I
could.
could.
I could go.
Yala.
I could go to visit my grandma.
I could go.
Mm-hmm. Visit. Go to visit. Go to visit my grandma or my family.
Okay, there is something missing in that phrase. This is for wishes, the first one that you mentioned. And the second one that you mentioned is to express a regret, which is something that you didn't do in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that in the phrase, the missing thing is the verb have. And here, after have, we need a past participle of the verb. I could have, I could have visited, would be. I could have visited.
Visited my grandmother.
I have visited my grandmother, but I didn't do it. Instead, I went to the movies, for example. So it's a regret because after your reflections, you think you wanted to go there, but you chose a different, you made
Action.
a different decision, or you chose a different action. Good. So you could express a regret, as you mentioned, by using that is called a modal verb plus the verb have plus the past participle of another verb. Okay, good. Very good. Which other phrase can I use to express a regret or a wish?
Ay, ¿de dónde la saco?
Good evening, Lisa.
Good evening, teacher.
Welcome. We are talking tonight about regrets and wishes. And I'm asking if you remember any phrase, any expression that we can use to express wishes and regrets.
Regrets?
Yes, a regret is something that you did in the past, but after you reflect, you think that you could have chosen a different action or you could have done a different thing.
Okay. For example, the regrets is if I had done more exercise.
Very good.
I will have better health.
Very good.
Have had better health.
Exactly. So that structure is called a third conditional.
Third conditionally.
Very good. The structure that Daliana mentioned is modal verb plus have plus participle of the verb. Okay, very good. Any other expression to express wishes or regrets? Okay, there is other one to express wishes, which is if I'd only. Plus the past form of a verb. So for example, if I only had money, or money, let's say, or if I only were in Cartagena, or if I only could could learn how to play the piano. Right? So this structure is if I only plus the past form of a verb, had or were or could. It's your wish. You wish to go there or to be there or to have something. Okay, questions so far about those structures? Because now we're going to practice.
Teacher,
Teacher,
so
really,
when
Paola?
teacher, really, I don't understand. I confused. Uh, wish. I don't know in what in what moment I use wish or how to use wish.
So also we can use the verb wish and we can say, I wish I were, let's say, taller. I wish I was in Italy. I wish I could play an instrument. So you can also use the verb wish. Yo desearía ser más alta o estar en Italia o tocar un instrumento. Mira que la estructura en español es diferente. Yo desearía ser. En cambio acá es el verbo wish y después el verbo en pasado. I wish I were taller. I wish I was in Italy. I wish I could play an instrument. Puedo decirlo con would like. La traducción sería me gustaría y el verbo en infinitivo. Me gustaría estar contigo, me gustaría ir a Londres, me gustaría estudiar italiano. Estoy expresando un deseo también. O con la expresión si solo, si tan solo. Si tan solo tuviera más dinero, si tan solo estuviera en Cartagena, si tan solo pudiera aprender cómo tocar el piano. Estoy expresando de todas maneras un deseo. Mientras que en el regret estoy haciendo una reflexión sobre una acción que hice, una decisión que tomé en el pasado o una acción que ya se hizo y pues ya no se puede revertir la situación. Entonces es una reflexión a veces acompañada de como de un sentimiento nostálgico o, o de culpa o simplemente el pensar qué camino se hubiera dado si yo hubiera tomado la otra decisión, sin tener que sentir o remordimiento o culpa, sino simplemente pensar qué hubiera pasado en el caso de que se hubiera tomado una segunda opción o la otra opción. Entonces, en ese caso, yo puedo usar un verbo modal con el verbo have y el participio del otro verbo. En este caso sería, yo podría haber visitado a mi abuela, pero no lo hice. En vez de eso, fui al cine. O podría expresarlo con el tercer condicional diciendo, si yo hubiera hecho más ejercicio, yo habría, yo habría estado mejor de salud. Entonces acá en este tercer condicional, la estructura es la oración que tiene el if, va acompañada de el pasado participio El pasado participio se hace con had y con el verbo participio del otro, del segundo verbo, con la forma participia del segundo verbo. Y la siguiente oración tiene would más el presente perfecto. Digamos que son, they are structures that we need to learn, to memorize. They are, yes, those are structures that we need to memorize because the way we express them in Spanish are different. So in Spanish we say, bueno, si yo hubiera hecho, sería el mismo. Si yo hubiera hecho es pasado participio en español. Si yo hubiera hecho más ejercicio, yo habría estado mejor de salud. Bueno, en este caso se expresaría igual. Y acá igual, yo podría haber visitado a mi abuela, pero no lo hice. Entonces se expresaría igual. En el caso que no se expresa igual es cuando uso wish y cuando uso if I only. Porque en español sería si tan solo tuviera. Es diferente la estructura. But in any case, the recommendation, the advice is that you memorize the structure. Okay, are you guys ready to practice that, or do you want to, or do you have any other question? Okay, ready to practice. I'm going to give you an example about my past decisions, and I want you to think about situations in the past in which you decided between two options. So we are going to practice how to express regrets first, right? So I'm going to show you my example first. One second. In this example that I am showing you, I want to express a regret or a reflection about a decision that I made in the past concerning two job options that I had. So in 2017, no, in 2007, in 2015, I had two options. Either to work for San Buenaventura University or to work for a school. So what was my decision? I chose San Buenaventura. Okay, and the reflection could be if I had, right here, if I had chosen to work for an immersion school, I would have taught English to primary school students. Yes, my reflection is just about the possibility that I had in the past if I had chosen the second option. But I chose the university, so I'm teaching English to adults. But if I had chosen to work for the immersion school in the past, I would have taught English to primary school students. The structure that I wrote here is the third condition. Other example. In the past, when I studied at the university, I had two options, either to major in French or to major in English. So I decided to major in English. I'm an English teacher. My certificate says that I am an English teacher and not a French teacher. So what would have happened if I had chosen the French option? At the university where I studied, students who chose the French option had the opportunity to travel to France, to Paris, and live there for a year. So if I had been, hold on here, if I had majored in French, I would have probably lived in France for some years. That's what I think could have happened in the past. Because that was a possibility for those students who majored in French. But I majored in English, so my university didn't have the option to offer students who major in English to live in an English spoken country for some months or for some years. Anyway, well, what I think could have happened is that if I had majored in French, I would have probably lived in France and in Paris for 1 year at least. Okay, this is for you to start thinking about options in the past that you had, either related to your studies or to your job or to your family or to money that you spent or well, any other thing. I'm gonna give you the last example, and then you will have the opportunity to take turns and share your regrets with the rest of the class. So this is my last example. Um, in 2006, I decided to travel abroad. I decided to contact a language center in Medellin, which is called Colombo American Language Center, and they have an agreement with universities and schools in USA for giving a job opportunity to Colombian teachers of English. So I contacted the language center because I wanted to travel abroad. And they told me, okay, you are accepted, but you need to go to Minnesota. I am very bad at cold weather. I don't like cold weather. Cold weather. I mean, I'm from Bogota. I live here, but I don't like cold weather. And Minnesota, as you see in the map, is very close to Canada. It means that it's very cold. So I decided to write a letter to the program in Medellin, and the letter said that I wanted to change the state. And they told me, if you don't accept Minnesota, we are not going to give you the opportunity in other states. So either you go to Minnesota or you stay in Colombia. So I travel to Minnesota. So the idea is that if I hadn't um, if I hadn't accepted to travel to Minnesota, I would have stayed in Colombia and I wouldn't have experienced living in an American state for a year. I would have probably lost that opportunity, and I would have probably tried with an island in the Caribbean, an island where English is spoken, or I would have traveled probably or tried to travel to other English speaking country. But I decided to accept Minnesota. The cold was very bad, it was really cold. It was once we were minus 30 degrees, which is something that I never thought I was going to experience. It was very, very cold for me, but I survived. It was like an 8 months of cold weather. Good, now is your turn. I want you to think about one moment in your life in which you had to choose between two options. And I would like you to make a reflection of what would have happened if you have chosen the option that you didn't choose. Okay, so who wants to start? For example, Luisa, in one of your tasks, you wrote about a situation that you had with your bag and a locker in a swimming pool.
Yes, teacher.
Right, Luisa? So tell us about that situation. What happened in the swimming pool? What happened with your bag? What happened with the locker?
Okay, teacher. Then I like to swim. I like to swimming, and one day I go to swim for 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 1 hour, and I left my backpack or bag in the locker, but I didn't have the halt. How do you say candado? Sorry, teacher, I don't remember.
The lock.
The lock? Okay. I didn't have the lock, and I decided to leave the backpack in the locker uh, without lock. Then I I lost some money because for this decision, and if I had left my backpack in this locker, I wouldn't have. I sorry, teacher, I confused again. If I hadn't left my backpack in this locker without lock, um, I would haven't lost my money.
Yes, you wouldn't have lost your money. Mhm.
Yes, teacher.
How much? How much did you have to pay in order to get your documents?
Approximately, well, the duplicate of identification, cedula, approximately is 50,000 pesos.
50,000 pesos. Uh-huh.
50,000 pesos, and I lost my credit cards. The duplicates, no, the duplicates weren't no expensive. Weren't expensive, but the process. Um, how do you say bloquear tarjetas? My credit cards. Bloquearlas.
Is block.
Is block? Okay. But the process, but the process of block the credit cards is very long and horrible.
It takes a lot of time.
Yes.
Okay. And tell us about the time when you borrow some money. What happened?
Borrow?
Yes. Somebody asked you for money and you were very kind and you borrowed some money to the person.
Here I don't understand well.
Borrow
Sorry.
borrow is when you give money to somebody.
Cuando doy dinero in Spanish, cuando doy dinero a alguien.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
it's lend. When you lend some money.
Cuando presto dinero. Borrow es cuando presto dinero.
No,
Yes?
lend. Lend is when you give money to somebody. And borrow is when you ask money to somebody.
I confused, teacher.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it was my
I'm
mistake.
very slowly today.
Ask money to somebody. So for
Cuando le
example,
pregunto a alguien por mi dinero.
no, when you ask
Perdón.
ask for money is actually to
Ay, no.
tell a friend to give you money.
Cuando les presto dinero, ¿sí? Tampoco. Sorry, teacher. Estoy muy confundida. I am very confused.
Okay, let's suppose you need to pay
Okay.
your cell phone service.
Sí.
And you don't have money, so you borrow money from a friend. You tell your
Okay.
friend, please, can I borrow some money from you because I need to pay my bill?
Okay,
That's
sí.
borrow. And lend is the opposite, is when you give money to your friend.
Okay, cuando yo le doy dinero.
Exactly. So I think this situation that you wrote in the task was when you give money
Sí.
to a friend, right?
Yes. I give money in the past. I give no gaff. See?
Gave.
Gave? Okay, gave, sorry. Gave money one person. And this person didn't pay paid to me this money, and approximately 6 millions.
That's
Oh
a
my
lot of
God.
money.
Yes, it's a lot of money, and I in this moment I am paying this money in the to the bank.
Okay.
Uh,
What is your reflection? What would have happened if you
okay,
had
if I hadn't lent money to this person, I would have haven't sorry, I would haven't pay this money to the bank.
Yes, exactly. Very good, Luisa.
Okay,
Okay,
teacher.
I want to show you something about the
Teacher,
word. Yes.
teacher Monica wrote me, and she have a problem with her connection. Internet is very bad in this moment.
Okay.
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. I want to show you something. Okay, you ask for the meaning of backpack and bag.
Yes, teacher, and the receptionist and security uh, answered to me that the place don't didn't responsible for the objects when the people don't use the lock.
Yeah,
And
well, but you were wondering if you could use the word bag or backpack. So here you have
yes,
on the screen the definition of, or the translation of backpack. So we can say morral is backpack and bag is maleta. So you can use
okay.
both. You
In
can use
Spanish
both.
is similar in Spanish, no? Maleta, morral.
And in English too, you can say bag or backpack.
Okay, teacher.
All right, thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay, who wants to be next? Just think about two situations or one situation in the past, a decision that you made, and how it would have been different if you had chosen a different option.
that I did.
Daliana, do you want
Even
to try?
yes, I remember something that I did in the past. mm, um, since I was a child, I always liked to the piano, and I always want to learn to play piano. In 2009, I met some people who had a foundation, and I became a volunteer there. And they brought teachers, and one of these teachers was of music, and they gave classes on Saturdays. And I remember that he said that he probably who gave the classes for free for people that knows have bicycle knows how to play any instruments. And he was a teacher. The teacher was um how do you say bajista teacher, bassist,
Bass player.
bass player, uh, in a band. And he said that the people that had the idea of how to play the instrument, he would give them classes for free and for help them to perfection to be perfect in how to play. And I think if in this moment I really know how to play or the basic to play any instruments, probably now um, know how to play piano because some people that in this moment um, have the opportunity to have this class because have an ideas, basic ideas today know how to play an instrument, guitar, piano, or the bass. Yes, that's
So
that is all.
now you know how to play the bass or
Mm,
the piano, right?
the piano. I mean, I wish to play the piano, and this was an opportunity that I have in my life, but only if I had a basic ideas of how to play an instrument.
Ah, okay. I
The
understand.
teacher um, could give the class if the people know the basic or ideas to play any instruments. But if you don't have any ideas, he can't help you. So for the people that in this moment know to play any instruments, for example, guitar or something, he helped them to play better. And I know some people for this moment in the present really know how to play any instrument. So
Mhm. No, okay, now
that
I
was my
understand.
experience, teacher.
Mhm. Good. So if at that time you had the basic information about how to play an instrument, you would have joined that group of people to learn how to play the piano,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because the teacher was a bass player in a real band, in a good band.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Good. Good, Daliana. Thank you. All right. Who wants to be next?
Me, teacher, Paola.
Paola. What happened? In
Okay,
class.
teacher. Uh, I remember a year ago, um, we we made decision with my husband to adopt a baby, but we regret because it was very difficult. Uh, I I I I felt bad and and sad. Um, this is because this is in institution. Uh, uh, they demand a lot of uh, uh, things or legal papers. Um, they believe that the important is material things, money, or account, bank, and um, um, how do you say propiedades? Teacher?
Properties.
Properties. Okay. Um, they give us properties and uh, I forgot. Mm, uh, I don't remember seguro de vida. Social, social,
Life.
sec,
Life
social, no,
insurance.
life security. Yes, life insurance and
Insurance.
is insurance are many things. In conclusion, they prefer for foreigners. Then in this moment, I don't want to think about that. For that, I prefer starting this this bachelor's, bachelor's or career, and work no more
This bachelor or major. Mhm.
or
Okay. Yeah, they usually ask for many requirements, and
requirement.
they make sure that the person has financial support.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you that because one relative tried also to adopt a person, well, adopt a boy, and well, the you know that the organization in charge is the ICF.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so they asked for a lot of financial support because ICBF, because they say that children need to be, um, children need the opportunity to study in a very good school and have
Mm-hmm.
extra classes and have, well, I mean, they are those kids that are in the ICBF are given to people with a lot of financial support to spend lots of money on those children. So
Yeah.
my relative told me that it's kind of sad because children also need a family. That's like the main thing they need, a family and love, plus the basic things, right? But the ICDF asks for a lot of financial support. It's not the only aspect they take into account, but it's one of the aspects. They also ask for uh, the family context. So if the relatives want to have a boy or a girl that the is not their biological relative, so they ask if the other members of the family are going to accept the person. They also ask for psychological aspects. So the person goes through a lot of interviews in order to
Yeah.
find out if it's ready to adopt, etc., etc. It's a very complex and long process, right?
It's very complex. How do you say decepciona? I
You can say disappointed.
disappointed. I felt disappointed with organization, but
Disappointed.
uh, uh, pues, in this moment I prefer work and studying, and I I have with my husband another project, and then it's better seguir, go ahead, um, seguir adelante, go ahead in the life.
Yeah. So yes, there are. We cannot keep on the past, but we need to go on. Exactly. Okay, Paola. Well, thanks for sharing your experience. All right, Magda or Julian, can you think about any situation?
Mm, yes, teacher. One day when I was with my husband, uh, I don't know how to drive, but one day I went with my husband in the cart, and I wanted to buy something in the shop, and I say him that park in a in a corner of the street, and he told me that he couldn't park there, but I insisted. Uh, and then he parked, and the police it was passing, uh, and and he 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 saw us, and we put us a fine of 115 pesos
Mhm.
for having parked near a curve, and it was forbidden, and I was a problem with my husband because he could me culpó, ¿cómo se dice? He
What is the word?
me echó la culpa.
He
Me
blamed me.
culpó. ¿He qué?
Blame.
Sí,
Blame me.
he drained me. Um,
Did you pay the fine, or did your husband pay the fine?
my husband paid. My husband, it was he paid this fine.
What do you think he would have done with the money if he didn't have to pay the fine?
Mm, I
I
can
mean,
hear.
what do you think he would have spent that money if he had not paid the fine?
Mm, mm, I don't know several things because I think that it was a, a lot of money, and I I would I know I could to buy I could buy other things more important with that money.
For example,
For example, um, in that moment we was needing an electrodomestic. It was una licuadora, no sé cómo se dice,
a mixer.
a mixer. at that moment I needed a mixer.
Mm. So you probably would have bought a mixer if you hadn't spent the money in that fine.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, I know. I also had paid some fines for parking in the prohibited place.
Yes, teacher.
And then well, if you want to get a discount, you need to go to a course, to attend the course, stay there for 2 hours, listen to the people talking about uh, the law and the rules, etc. And yeah, you need to pay.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Well, thank you, Magda. And finally, Julian, please tell us one situation.
Yes, hello.
Hi.
Okay, the last weekend, my girlfriend and me, I prepared the food in the night. In the moment, uh, I have, uh, I had, no, I, I was very hot in the moment. I take a shower. And my girlfriend, um, uh, he told me. Uh, how do you say cuidar,
To take care.
to take care the food because uh, mm, I it was cooking in the moment I go to the bathroom for take take a shower. In the moment how do you say olvidar?
I forgot.
What? Repeat me.
I forgot.
I forgot. Uh, I was cooking, and um, how do you say se quemó?
The food, no, the food got burned. Got burned.
The food got burned.
Uh-huh.
The food got burned. My girlfriend uh, he became angry. Became angry. Um, I had uh, mm, for example, I have to invite her um, mm, to eat in the street
What
for
what did you
what
buy for dinner? What type of food did you buy for her?
and chicken and rice.
Okay.
And I had to invite her to eat in the street for my error. How do you say error?
Mistake.
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 Mhm. All right. Good. Um, Julian, when you talk about, when you were telling us a story, you said in the moment I went to the bathroom to have a shower.
I went, yeah.
Right. So, but since that happened in the past, you need to say at that moment. En en ese momento, at that moment. Okay? Good. So the reflection is if you hadn't taken a shower at that moment, you wouldn't have burned the food. Okay, so that would be like the reflection about the situation. Si no te hubieras ido a bañar en ese momento, no habrías quemado la comida. Okay, good. So you guys have questions about how to express regrets and wishes? Do you remember the task that you had this week that was about the most common regrets and to tell a regret of a person that you knew? Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. Okay, the question is, what are the most common regrets? And if you can
Teacher
tell,
is listening a little bit wrong.
okay. What are the most common regrets in life? Remember the task that you had last week? So like one of the most common regrets is to lend money. Which other?
Also spend all time work or spend time on self to chat instead on in the cell phone. Teacher, can you hear me?
No, could you repeat, please? Paola?
Teacher, the most common regrets are spend more time to work and also um, uh, for example don't study uh, um, hard or spend time on on cell phone.
All right.
Which other?
Very good. Any other common regret in life?
For example,
Paola?
repeat a teacher. I can't hear.
No, you were, please tell us your idea.
She spend all time on the cell phone. For example, I regret what do you say? I regret mm, not believe me in myself. Um, for that, I have lost uh, some opportunities, work opportunities.
Okay. So, why? Because you get nervous in the interview, because you forget.
Yeah, no, in interview no is a problem. Is I'm how do you say inseguro? Soy insegura. I'm
I don't trust on me.
I don't believe skills.
Trust is the verb. I don't trust
Did
on me, or I'm not self-confident. Self-confident. I see.
I'm not okay. I'm not confident. Yes.
Um, Paola, could you please try to
For another situation, teacher,
uh-huh. Tell me, what is the other situation?
another situation. I think that if I have studied another language when I was young, it's possible I would have obtained a good job. Maybe I would have gone to work another country. Maybe I would have earned more money.
Okay, so if you had studied as uh, a different language when you were younger, you could probably had other job opportunities. Okay. Paola,
Uh-huh.
could you please try to correct this sentence that is in the chat? It's interview, not is the problem. How can
Inter the interview the interview doesn't the problem.
is not? Is not.
The interview is in past was
Okay. If it's in the past, was not the problem. If it's in present, is the interview is not.
teacher. I can't hear you.
If the sentence is about the past, it will be the interview was
No.
not the problem. And if the sentence is in the present, it will be the interview is not the problem. I mean, you need to write first is or was and then not. Can you hear me?
No, teacher, I can't.
Okay, let's see. Okay, the idea, Paola, is that first we write is, no? The sound is not okay. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? No.
So, teacher, could please write in chat.
Yeah.
wasn't interview wasn't the problem. Yes?
Exactly. Uh-huh.
It's not the problem when it's in present. Yes?
Exactly. Good. Questions? Comments?
Not
No? Magda, Daliana, Julian, questions, comments?
Okay, at the moment,
And
no.
practice.
Okay.
Practice more.
Yes, practice and practice. Listen a lot, watch a lot of videos, do exercises, but in order to improve speaking, you need to listen a lot. Listen a lot of videos, watch a lot of movies. Um, you can also try to use this application. That is an application for your cell phone. You can contact their people from different parts of the world who want to practice speaking in English. So you can try with that application. So as Aliana says, it's a lot of practice.
Yes,
yes,
teacher.
teacher. Okay.
Okay, we'll meet next
Mhm.
week, right? Thank you for the joining the encounter for your participation.
Thank you,
Yes,
teacher.
teacher. Thank you for all.
Thank you,
Okay,
teacher.
have a good night,
Have a
everyone.
Bye,
nice
everyone.
bye, teacher.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Teacher Luisa uh, doesn't have internet. Uh, she doesn't know what happened.
Okay, yes, I guess she got problems with her connection. But thanks for telling me, Paola.
Okay, thank,
Have a good night.
thank you, teacher. Bye bye.
Bye.